Hey Soul Family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing what to do when you don't know what to do. And to do this reading we are going to be picking 3 piles for you here today. So let's pick up our 3 piles. I see 1, 2 and 3. Right, so let's see what we have. For pile number 1, you have the fox and ivy with adaptability. For pile number 2, you have the crow and dogwood. And for pile number 3, you have the ram and dahlia. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There you go. So for pile number 1, you have the green Aventurine, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, you have the Dalmation Jasper, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 3, you have the red Jasper, and this is what your crystal looks like. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that will probably be the pile for you here today. As I always say, if you feel like you're drawn to more than one pile or maybe even all of the piles, who knows, you might just find more guidance to help you out in the situation that you don't know what to do about. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the green Aventurine as well as the fox and ivy with adaptability. And as you know, today we're taking a look at what to do when you don't know what to do. So let's see what this energy is all about. Whoa, interesting. Look, I want to tell you something. This is the scene of the 10 of Cups. Being really happy, but this is actually the 10 of Wands. And so the first thing I'm seeing for you before we even start your reading, it flew off. It is saying that hardship that you're carrying on your back that seems like you don't know how to solve will actually turn into a great blessing for you. So let's keep this in mind as we do your reading, my dear pile number 1. It's interesting. So we're going to be taking a look at this reading, understanding that whatever you're going to go through is actually going to lead you to something amazing that you're hoping for. Okay, so your tarot deck is now shuffled. Let's pick up one oracle card from each of these oracle decks. I feel like this is the one from this deck. The next deck is a sigil deck, and each oh, look at that. I'm not even gonna move it. This card flew off, so looks like it's there for you as well. This is a sigil deck, and each sigil has a meaning in the guidebook. So let's see what your message is. I felt it was a good way to see a message for you. And finally, we'll be picking one card. This one moved. Let's take it from this deck. All right, my dear pile number 1, let's reveal your cards. We'll keep your tarot deck to the side and see what you've got. And I want to keep this card right there because it flew off. Looks like it's one of the main energies of your reading. Can you see it? I'll change things around in a second. Right, so here you have, you are rare and free. There are not many like you. Wow. Isn't that such an amazing card to receive? I would totally feel warm in the heart if I got a card like that from the universe. You have painting the roses red. Interesting, correcting up errors. Very interesting reading here. Don't cover things up. We'll get to it in a second. So that's the sigil number 12, I think. We'll check it out in the guidebook. Okay, and finally, this is the oracle card that you got. We see an ice cream and someone taking control over maybe their temptation. Who knows? Let's keep your card here and interesting. I'm almost seeing with this card, don't pretend you are it. Oof. Because here we see, of course, the infamous scene in Alice in Wonderland where they were coloring the roses red because they initially planted it white and they realized the queen, she got angry, she wanted it red, and they quickly were covering their mistake up in red. And so it's like, don't cover who you are or something. Don't cover... Don't cover who you are or do something naturally. Let's see. Do something naturally because you will be doing it right the way that you do it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Which means feel the energy rather than trying to make it up or imitate someone or imitate something else. If you do it from your own energy, you're going to do it in a much beautiful way. So feel the energy rather than imitate or cover up your mistake. Don't even know what this is about, but that's what I can see in the cards here. Let's find out, my dear pile number 1. Okay, so you have the Temperance card. The Hierophant, and look at the difference here. Doing it with love and emotion is going to be very different with the Hierophant here and doing it from a theoretical perspective. What is that about? Okay. Whoa, look at the Queen of Pentacles here who carved out her star. Mind-blowing. She became the star by being herself. Usually stardom would be with the Queen of Wands, who's popular. So in that case, you become a star when you do it your way. Okay. You have the Seven of Swords. Because if you don't, you'll be kind of like building castles in the sky. And you'll have so much to figure out because it's not you. You don't understand that energy. So don't imitate. Be original or do it your way. Something like that. Okay? You have the Death card. We're already seeing a clear rebirth with the Sun figure and the Death card. The Lovers card. Do it from the inside, not from the outside. The Knight of Wands. And finally, you have the Three of Cups. Okay. I don't know what this is about, but I see your advice with regards to the situation that you don't know what to do about. I thought I was going to get like glimpses in what the situation is, but I don't see glimpses of the situation itself, but rather the guidance exactly on what to do. And here with adaptability, you'll be able to adapt to which you want to achieve or which you want to do by treading through it with two factors: a lot of intelligence with the fox, as well as continuing to go after it until you do it. Why do I say that? Because the ivy is known to thrive in harsh environments. So the difficulties that you're going to go through now will lead to a huge blessing. So be patient. That's the first thing you're seeing in your reading. Be patient, and with the temperance card, we also see the temperance figure here. Be patient and take things slow with yourself. Don't rush anything, because it's going to lead to frustration, right? And you want to do things with love, because we have the lovers figures in this temperance card. Things will come to balance when you do it through emotion. Like, I want to say, you feel it. Your cards are guiding you to feel what you're doing. Feel it, enjoy it, because it's going to allow you to do it in your way. There is a lot of temptation here. Perhaps temptation to do it the easy way, to imitate, to cover up errors. And I see your cards guiding you to overcome this temptation. Take the time to sit with this energy and to feel it. It will only come when you feel it, not through textbook information like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Yes, information is very important, no doubt about it. But with the cups here, remember, it's about feeling. You gotta feel. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be on pause. With the stone here, the temperance card has turned into stone. It's not moving. You want to feel what it is that you want to do to get yourself out of the situation or to fix the situation. You want to feel it, right? And you want to do it in your way. That's the only way in which you will shine. Because like I mentioned here, otherwise you're going to get really confused trying to figure out not just what to do, but how to do it in somebody else's way or something. Again, you have the lovers here. I'll get to this energy, but I think it's time for us to read your sigil. Very interesting pile here. So we want to check number 12. Number 12. Right. Your goodness. Imagine that. This reading is already saying you got it. You already have it. So your goodness. If you have drawn this sigil, in this situation, you and perhaps other people do not see your own goodness. I mean, can cards blow our minds anymore? Whoa! You are rare and free. Unbelievable how cards never cease to amaze me. Drawing cards with intention is just mind-blowing. Do not see your own goodness, capability, or excellence. Maybe you're not feeling. Do you see that? The feeling, that's the feeling that we keep seeing. Maybe you're not feeling good enough. And so in that case, you want to feel who you are, what you're capable of. Remind yourself of your stardom. What this could even actually be saying, to think about, to reflect on the amazing things that you have in order to put yourself into that energy so that you are able to overcome it and get the blessing that you want. Your guidance here is that it's a feeling before anything else. Are you mind blown too? I'm just mind blown with how the universe is able to give us our message. We see it in the cards and we say, yeah, that's probably it. Then we pull out the card and we read the guidebook and that's exactly what it's saying. We cast runes and that's exactly what it's saying. It just never ceases to amaze me. So that's the idea here. Avoid temptation from covering up mistakes, trying to put on a facade or trying to make things look good, and do it in your own way. You might not have the confidence to do it your way. Maybe you haven't seen what this would result to, but look, it's going to make you shine like a star. My dear pile number 1, and with the Queen of Pentacles, it's going to free you from the situation, make you feel independent, make you feel free. Yeah, otherwise you're going to tie yourself down thinking of, whoa, how should I do this now that I'm covering, now that I'm pretending, now that I'm trying to appear. Don't do that. Do it from a place of trusting in you, that you can actually do it. It might feel a little bit scary in the beginning, and that's why it's tempting to go this easier direction, but really you're being guided. It's not going to move unless you do it from within, from how you feel. You gotta feel this emotion, my dear pile number 1, in order to act in the way that you want, or to do something in the way that you want, or get out of the situation in the way that you want. If you feel it, you end the past and you begin anew. And you see the energy here, it's moving now quickly, as opposed to the Temperance card being stoned or turning into stone. Now the energy is moving pretty quickly for you, my dear pile number 1. Well, how interesting. I don't know what it is that we're reading about here. And this is at the end of the day, the reading. What to do when you don't know what to do. This 3 of Cups, they are See, the 3 of Swords, we're supposed to have 3 swords. I believe this is a person who took themselves out of victim mentality, out of lack mentality that used to hurt them, and is taking the feedback. Might hurt, but taking this feedback will be the medicine to help you out in this situation. Do it your way and be bold enough to take a look at the feedback. Why didn't it work when I did it my way? Don't go back to maybe judging yourself or thinking that you can't do it. Never go to this energy, but rather take the feedback on how you can do it better this time. The next time. Always keep this emotion, because if you keep the emotion, everything just works out fine. It's an emotion at the end of the day. Keep your mind balanced, keep your emotions balanced, and just take the feedback from that place. And look, as you look at that, as you work with emotion, feeling something, look, you have the Devil card. You may be tempted to go back down. You may be tempted to give up again. You know, emotions ebb and flow at the end of the day. And so be patient with that energy. Once you start realizing, hey, I'm losing that emotion, or I'm losing my belief in myself, or I'm losing my belief in my goodness, in my effectiveness, then slowly go back to that energy. Know that in the beginning with the clouds, remember we're seeing thoughts here. These are thoughts. And once there's highlight on these thoughts, it's easy, once you recognize them, it's easy to kill them, to push them away, and go back to feeling who you are, my dear pile number 1. This way, you will thrive. And that's why you have the fox. Now I get it. The fox, with being savvy, it's more about the mind. The mind and the emotion. Feeling who you are and clearing your thoughts from shadow. I think that's the way you're going to be healing this shadow. Once the thought arises, you gently say, it's really not true. Push it to the side and feel who you are. what you're meant to do. And from that energy, everything is going to work out for you, my dear pile number 1. What a super interesting reading. And as you can see, this is the promised card. What seems like is at some sort of difficulty, heaviness, maybe heavy in terms of practice as well, will turn into great happiness for you. Isn't this amazing? My dear pile number 1. This is exactly what I see as your guidance on what to do when you don't know what to do. It all starts from within, in your heart. Feel it and push away the thoughts that would interrupt these emotions, and you're good to go because you got it all, my dear pile number 1. This is exactly what I see your cards showing you today with regards to your question, and I wish you the best of luck. May you always thrive and be blessed. My dear pile number 1, if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Dalmation Jasper, as well as the Crow and Dogwood. And today we're taking, I heard camouflaging. I don't know why, I just heard it now. It may be part of your reading. Let's see. So today we're taking a look at what to do when you don't know what to do. So I'll put the word camouflaging to the side for now. And if we see it during the reading, then I'll probably understand why I've suddenly heard it in my mind. Okay, so we'll keep your tarot cards here. Let's now pick up one oracle card from each of these oracle decks. I see this one. The next one is a sigil deck. And so it has a lot of sigils. We pull one sigil and we see what the guidebook has to say. So this will be like a direct message to you, guiding message. And finally, the last oracle deck, we'll see a picture and it'll give us some clues on what we're seeing. All right, so let's get straight into it. My dear pile number 2, you have all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. You have this oracle card. This is what it looks like. We can see some octopus hands getting in, and we see this girl standing there strong. It's not moving, it's not be feeling intimidated, nothing, just standing there calmly. And this is what your sigil looks like. Look, in the sigil, actually, we can see a face, like a figure that kind of has their arms spread in the same way this oracle card has their arms spread. So maybe there is a message related to that. Anyways, this is sigil number 38. And let's now pull out your... No, let's keep it there. Let's pull out your tarot cards. So, this one is like showing up. Let's take these cards first. So, you have the 8 of Swords. Wow. You have the 4 of Wands. Okay, that's so cool. You have the 10 of Cups. You have the the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups. The 3 of Swords. The Knight of Swords. The Judgment card. What you don't know today is going to appear tomorrow, because we see the moon figures here and there's announcement. It's sort of like, especially with the crow, because the crow's associated with, foresight, right? So what you don't know today, you'll find out more about tomorrow. And you have the 6 of Pentacles. I also see this card popping out. We don't want to lose it. I can see it the whole time. What is that? The Knight of Pentacles. Thank you. Okay. Look, the horse is starting to have the characteristics of the Knight of Pentacles. Let's keep this card right there and see what to do when you don't know what to do. I'll adjust the cards as I reflect upon them. So, what are we seeing here? My dear pile number 2. This is going to be like a super interesting reading, I'm sure. I can already see it. Overindulgence. Maybe this is like one energy and the opposite. Drop the swords, but then chose one maybe. Let me reflect. I see this pile is highly pointing towards your intelligence. It seems like you're genuinely a very intelligent person, and you won't believe your advice. Your advice is pushing you to do something. I'll tell you what I'm seeing. So here, all in the golden afternoon, you know, in Alice in Wonderland, in the beginning of the book, there's a poem, and it tells of how the author was being persuaded to tell a story. So there was nothing there yet, right? No Mad Hatter, no Queen of Hearts, no rabbit hole, nothing. They were like being asked to just tell a story. So that's why I have creation, spark. And so the situation that you're in is happening because it is pushing you to figure it out. Hold on. I promise you this is going to take us somewhere. It's genuinely happening to you because it's meant to break you out of your comfort zone or the threshold you believed you are limiting yourself towards, or you think you are capable of. You know why? Because you have the dogwood, and the dogwood has, you know, these delicate petals, right? They're gentle, they're beautiful, but their bark, it has a hard bark that is so strong, so durable, which is uncommon in an uncommon way. So you may think that you're one way, but you're gonna really find out your full potential and what you can do within a specific difficult situation like that. In fact, with the Four of Wands here, it's showing us the scene of the Four of Cups, and it shows an idea. Do you see that? Whereas you thought this is all that you had, an idea is coming to help you celebrate or break out of a threshold, a milestone, which is what the Four of Wands is about, a new milestone. And so you can see here, you're feeling stuck. That's the Eight of Swords. And this stuck energy is quickly moving out with the Eight of Wands. The scene of the Eight of Wands is quickly dissipating, is quickly moving out with one idea. And so you're being encouraged here to think. See, with the scene of the Nine of Swords, this is the so this is the Nine of Pentacles, but this is the scene of the Nine of Swords. You might be stressed. You don't know what to do, but you see, it is that very stress that helped in the healing. And yeah, you can see your card, right? No? That helped in the healing in achieving the very things this person has been dreaming about. Nine of Pentacles, you're realizing your dreams within this situation, albeit little by little with the Knight of Pentacles. So your guidance here is to take it slow. with yourself. You have the full potential, more than you can imagine, to create this dream, or to take yourself out of this situation, or to achieve whatever it is that you want. You feel like you are alone, and that's one of the main issues here. Because this is the scene of the Three of Pentacles, yet we see the magician standing there all alone. But at the end of the day, this is a magician. And the magician will get up the second they drop the swords. The Three of Swords is tearing through the strings of our own hearts, on our own. Tearing the strings of our own hearts by ourselves. So the minute you see these two, especially with the Nine of Cups drinking, may be suggesting there is victim mentality, or thinking like, no, I can't do it, or undermining what you can do, poisoning yourself with thoughts that aren't true. And so the first thing you're being guided to do is to remove these thoughts that are the very reason that are keeping you stuck and making you feel like you don't know what to do, because this is not true. Removing this mindset will put you in the energy of the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Talk about potential. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles are both cards of dreams coming true, but they're both not achieving this dream because there's stress and there's poisoning of the mind, intoxication. And so removing yourself out of the Three of Swords, not relying on anyone else. See, with the octopus, it's like you have 8 hands. You can do it all on your own. You don't need anyone or anything else but yourself and the resources that you have. You will see what used to be mysterious will show itself in the tomorrow as great potential of what you can receive and how you can receive it. And receive here doesn't have to be wealth or something physical. It could be receiving the solution, receiving the very thing that you're wishing for. Because as you take one step at a time with the Knight of Pentacles, more things will be revealed to you within that step. And you take another step and another and another and another, and suddenly you get a much better perspective of the situation. It's not done in a day, but when you push your mind to think, just like the author of Alice in Wonderland didn't know how this was all going to unravel and had to do it in the spur of the moment. You know, all these ideas appeared to the author on the spur of the moment. And this is what the Knight of Pentacles is showing. One step at a time, one milestone at a time. If you look at it from the perspective of the final result, it might seem extremely intimidating. Absolutely. But if you take it step by step, you will find that you will be achieving whatever it is that you want. And you have super favorable cards. 10 of Pentacles in the 10 of Cups. Are you kidding me? What? This is extreme happiness and extreme fulfillment. Excessive energy. 10s are the excess of an energy. The 2 9s, the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. What? You're definitely achieving what you want. You may not be seeing it now, the moon, but it'll reveal itself to you one step at a time. And so with the Knight of Swords here, one thought at a time, one solution at a time, one idea at a time. And you will see with the 6 of Cups scene, things are going to grow. And as they grow, they will also turn into the energy of extreme, like super good energy. Why? Because the 6 of Cups is a card of generosity, reciprocity. So you take one action, it's going to get results. And with the generosity, it's just going to multiply into something you didn't even imagine or do. But it's all about just doing it in the spur of the moment. Just, relying on your intelligence. Because you're here, like I told you from the very beginning of your reading, your reading is highly depending on your intelligence. You're a very smart person. And with your intelligence, if you think about it, like What do? I don't know. Like perhaps the hands here are more like gesturing. I don't know what to do. Take yourself out of this energy and just drop yourself into the water. Just push yourself out there. Take yourself out of your comfort zone. Just do it. And you'll find yourself doing it, my dear pile number 3. Will it be perfect all the time? No. But you'll be achieving a lot of great results, you know? So what if you get 5 times right and 1 time wrong? And get the feedback from that wrong time. And take it step by step with yourself. You want to get out of your comfort zone for sure, but don't push yourself too much where it's too intimidating. Push yourself reasonably, my dear pile number 2. That's what I'm seeing here. And as you push yourself, take quick action without thought. 8 of Wands, quick action without much thought. You get an idea and you push yourself to do it. Before you start, getting yourself into, I don't know if I can do that. Get an idea. Or as you take steps, you get ideas. Perhaps it's the other way around. As you move and take steps, you get ideas and so on. So get into the energy of movement, my dear pile number 2. And that's how you solve the situation. Now, let's take a look at what the sigil wants to say. What's the direct message here with the sigil in number 38? So here we have reactivity. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Okay, so if you have drawn this sigil, you are currently emotionally reacting instead of responding, and you are not seeing why you are reacting in the way that you are. As people, we only react when we feel deeply threatened. Do you see? I think this is the key word. As people, we only react when we feel deeply threatened. I think the message here is that your mind will give you brilliant solutions when you act. It will react with a brilliant solution. And this is why it's about putting yourself in the situation. As people, we react when we feel deeply threatened. And so here the reading is not telling you that you're threatened, but putting yourself out there will push your mind to give you brilliant ideas. Of course, do it safely and do it in a way that is not too intimidating. But yeah, taking yourself out of your comfort zone will give you the needed ideas. That's exactly what I see in your reading. And you will see that you will have the capability to do it all on yourself. And look at the different energies here. When you're not reacting, you're so emotional, you're intoxicated by thoughts that hinder you. But when you do take action, you'll find yourself rather calm in the situation, and that you have different tools that you can use to take yourself out of it. My dear pile number 2, such an interesting reading. This is all resulting to very favorable results. In fact, favorable may not even be the right word for these super positive cards. To results that are even more than what you wanted. My beautiful pile number 2. And this is exactly what I see as your guidance. Don't sit there stuck, extending your hand and feeling helpless. If you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the ideas are going to come and appear to you. If you take risks, take them reasonably, and you will find yourself step by step being taken out of this situation, or taking yourself out of this situation. You might think you're delicate or not able to go through the specific situation, but you'll find yourself super hard. You'll super tough and strong, and you will surprise yourself, my dear pile number 2. This is exactly what I see. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the red Jasper, as well as the card, the Ram and Dahlia, with the keyword determination. So let's see how this fits into your reading today. I just saw in your reading 3939. So we'll take that into consideration. We're taking a look today at what to do when you don't know what to do. So 3 and 9 is 12, which goes down to 3. Could be 12, 12, or 3, 3. This is pile number 3. 3, 3, 3. Wow, what a synchronicity here. Okay, so if you've actually been seeing 3s lately, then they were guiding you, helping you out of a difficult situation. Perhaps we'll see the message that you have been receiving from the universe through the 3s. Okay, so we have 3 oracle decks. We'll be pulling 1 card from each deck. The second deck that you see is full of sigils. And we pull out a sigil card, and we read the guidance from the guidebook on what the sigil means exactly. And I feel like it's going to be a direct way for you to hear your message from the universe on what to do with the situation that you don't know what to do about. Okay, so let's reveal your cards. Your deck is now shuffled. We'll keep it to the side. You have forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Interesting. Okay. And with this small deer here, it looks like some sort of rebirth. Love that. Okay. So, this looks like it is a difficult situation. And like something that you're not sure how to get out of, you know? It feels like you're gonna get lost. Some sort of paradox. NA also shows not available. So you're really stuck here. I can see that. Or you're perplexed. You just don't know what to do. And this is what your sigil looks like. Doesn't this look like a cocktail, right? Okay, let's keep it here. And let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So, let's pick up a couple of cards. And this one moved. You have the 8 of Cups. The 10 of Wands. The Ace of Swords. The Judgment card. The 3 of Swords. Ooh. These exact two came in pile number 2. You might want to check it out if you feel drawn to it. Okay. And you have the Page of Wands. The 3 of Cups. The 5 of Swords. The 4 of Cups. And finally, you have the Ace of Wands. Interesting. So, what to do when you don't know what to do? I'm going to take a look at your cards as I adjust them and see what are they guiding you with here. 8 of Cups is moving away from a certain situation, yet I see you working to improve it. Could it be that without knowing, you could be making a situation hard on yourself when it's meant to be so good if you change your thought about it? This way, you'll reveal what is hidden. Because when you think clearly from the real perspective, from the honest perspective, not from the perspective of how maybe you want it to be, you'll take yourself out of this loneliness, first of all, because this is the Magician in the 3 of Pentacles. There's supposed to be people here. You'll take yourself out of the loneliness, and you'll take yourself out of this heartache. And so it looks like you're working towards something. when really the solution could be finding a better way, either to work towards it or finding a better way to achieve this goal. It's not about giving up on what you want. In fact, you have determination here. It's like never giving up on what you want. But I think this paradox could be happening with the not available here is because you might be conditioning yourself. Conditioning falls away. Do you see that? You might be conditioning yourself that it could happen in this way, or it could happen with this person, or it must happen now, something or the sort. And I believe your cards are really guiding you to consider other ways of doing it. Consider other people, something like that. Because here, you'll change your attitude from the figure of the Five of Cups being disappointed to the Five of Swords of being a winner. Reimagining, do you see that with the Four of Cups? Reimagining your situation and drawing something else, drawing a different plan, a different way of doing it. It's still not colored, it's still in your mind. Thinking of reflecting. Why am I saying thinking? Because this is the scene of the Four of Swords. Thinking and reflecting of a new way of doing something, my dear pile number 3. And I think this paradox is due to insisting on seeing it in one way, and maybe even along the way defining yourself. I think this is affecting how you see yourself as well, and defining yourself and affecting how you see yourself just to get something. And your reading is not advising you to move away from what you dream of. It's to move perhaps direction, to move course, to take a different course of action, to maybe move away from the wrong person or move away from the wrong path, still all towards your dream. If it's not working this way, then it's about putting your strong will and determination, which you obviously have here, in the right direction. Because no matter what type of determination you have, if you keep hitting the obstacle that's not going to move, then you're burning yourself out and maybe not getting what you deserve. And yeah, you're definitely someone who's strong-willed. Use this strong will to accomplish what you want by taking feedback from what the situation is showing you. There's rustiness here. Maybe it's time to take a different path, to think of a different way, because it's even affecting specifically the way you see yourself. And so the Page of Wands is an invitation to a new chapter, a new way of doing something, because it will reignite your passion. It will give you so much hope on how you can achieve that very vision. Here, the Four of Swords is showing, remember what your end goal is. Maybe don't get stuck on a certain tool or a certain thing, but take yourself out of this situation and look at the big picture. What is it that I really want? What is it that am I doing all of this for? Is it for this specific job, or is it for this specific person, or is it for this specific way of doing things, or is it because of my dream at the end of the day? What is my dream? Remind yourself of what your dream is and take yourself out of this extreme focus and say, right, so my dream is to have this, or to be this, or to do that. And in order to get that dream, it seems like this way is affecting how I'm seeing myself and is affecting my goals, because it's becoming a paradox now that's not moving. And so could I achieve this dream in another way? And the minute you see Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, you think in a new way, all of the things that seemed paradoxical will arise. Or rather, you will see why they were paradoxical. I think if you shift your mindset towards the real path, aces everywhere, towards the right path of achieving something, everything will start to make sense. It's like, oh, so that's why it wasn't working. So that's why it's not nothing wrong. Nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with my wish. Nothing is wrong with what I want. Or maybe nothing is wrong with what I actually did. Maybe what was wrong was the path itself. And like they say, all paths lead to Rome. So in my opinion, this really wants to say that there are many different paths that you can use to get to your dream or to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Because the path that you are in is making you feel lonely, is making you feel sad. And the magician here feels helpless. This is the magician. This is someone who's capable of manifesting what they want for themselves. And so you'd ask, why are they in this situation, sitting down, feeling like they don't have the tools or they can't do anything about it, or that they are alone, when they are the magician? So remind yourself of who you are. Memory no longer defines you. Forget about the things that happened in the past. They don't define you. What defines you is your capabilities and who you really are. And you really is inviting you to take a different look and a different perspective on how to achieve this goal. This way you'll end the journey, this heavy journey, and with the scene of the Ten of Cups, you'll achieve what you want and more. My dear pile number 3. 3 of Swords, what used to hurt you will now start to heal. Maybe even if this is about people, because I'm seeing 2 cards of communities here. The 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. So if this is about a community or a person, then in that case, your reading is telling you, you'll find a community that is healing, that more resonates with your heart and is not there to hurt you, but there to heal you and be there at least for you. That it has healing energy. So don't feel disappointed and get up like a winner. And look at the situation from a different perspective and see how else can you go about achieving what it is you want. By remembering what it is that you wanted in the first place. Sometimes we get lost in the detail and we forget what our goal is as we try to achieve the mini goal. So in that case, I want to explore what your sigil is saying. What is your direct message here? 36. Negative reinforcement pattern. If you have drawn this sigil, you are stuck in a negative reinforcement pattern. See? It's all about the thought. And it's not giving you feedback and you keep replaying it, it seems here. This pattern may be isolated to this one situation. Do you see? Or it may apply to your life in general. So you're kind of like, with that, this pattern may be isolated to this one situation. I think here within your reading, you might be isolating yourself with this pattern, is what I'm seeing intuitively. The reality is that you are doing what you are doing in order to avoid something you don't want, instead of doing what you are doing so as to get something you do want. Oh my God! Oh my God, exactly. So remind yourself what it is that you do want and move away from the energy of trying to avoid what you don't want, because it's not going anywhere. and rather focus on what you do want, my dear pile number 3. Maybe you're stuck in a pattern that you want to walk away from, working hard to avoid what you don't want. Instead of focusing on what you actually want, maybe this whole situation doesn't need your efforts in the first place. Such an interesting reading, isn't it? Wow. Because at the end of the day, it's hurting you. And obviously, in one way or the other, it's affecting how you see yourself when you're not that at all. And you have a superpower to you. You're a very determined person. So use that determination to accomplish what you want, rather than avoiding what you don't want. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading with the red Jasper. You have all the power in the world to make this come true. So look at the bigger picture and walk away from this situation or from this path in order to get into the path that leads you towards your dreams. My dear pile number 3, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. And I just saw 5555. Again, the synchronicity in your reading. It's a time of great change. And so this is your reading, my dear pile number 3, of what to do when you don't know what to do. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading.